Hello everybody, welcome back to Karidoesstuff and welcome back to my model bench. We're going to be continuing with my horse from Red Dead Redemption 2 today. Yesterday we done the mane and the tail. I have to say I'm pretty pleased with the way it came out, but I'm not like incredibly pleased. So I like it, don't get me wrong, I like it, but I think it can be doing a little bit more work there. So I'm going to come back to that at a later date. Today we're going to be working on the face. It's got no detail on it at the moment. It's got to do the bridle, the nose, the mouth, the lips and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to be working a bit on that today. So yeah, that's where we're going to be headed. Again, they're going to be trying to use the airbrush to do a fair amount of it, because it just looks better than the brush and I'm painting it. So we're going to give that a go and just see what happens there. So yeah, thank you for joining me. It's going to be awesome if the airbrush works today. I did test it just a minute ago and it seems to be flowing, so fingers crossed, no spitting, but you never know. So right, let's have a look at the main model bench here, shall we? Right, okay, so you don't want to have a look at the main model bench. Oh, great. There's always something, isn't there, when I start recording these things? There's always something wrong. So we're going to go over here and try and set up the main bench camera. Okay, so sometimes I just need to pull it out and plug it back in again. Sometimes it just needs a kick in the ass. So hang on, I know it's a bit of a pain. Right. No? Nothing? Oh my god. Right, so it just try and turn it off. Turn it back on again. Oh, great. Fucking awesome. Right, let's just try and do something else with this. Right, so that's that. Oh, okay, we got it. Right, sorry about that. A bit of a technical issue there. It was working just a minute ago, and it just needed a quick flick. But it's working now. Anyway, let's get to see what we were doing. Here we go! Yay! Everybody cheer now. Right, so that's the main. It looks I like it, like I say, but it could do with a bit more smoothing out. So what I thought I would do is actually paint some of these raised bits up, trying to smooth them out a bit, because some of these have got grey in them and I don't want them to have grey in them. I just want the grey to be in the background as the depths and the shadows. So I'm going to come back to that, but today we're going to be working on the face here. It's got no detail on it, so if we can look at the face here, I want to paint the lips. They're going to be like a kind of a pinky colour, and then we're going to have like a black nose and chin. We've also got to do a white stripe along its nose, from there to there. We've got to do that. I think that might be easier to just well, I'm not sure. I don't want a completely smooth line, so I might just try and hold a bit of card, and I don't know, I might just try and cut out a mask try and spray through that. There's a couple of ideas that I could do there. I've also got to paint the bridle to paint, and the metalwork on the bridle, and the eyes, and then a bit of black within the ears. So we got a little bit of work to do here. So first of all, I'm going to see if the airbrush is actually going to be playing ball today. We all know how good or not good I am with an airbrush. Right. Right, so first of all we need to look out, see what colours we got. I might have to paint the pink by hand. So let's get down to the... Oh, sorry about... Oh, what is it with my cameras? Work, damn you. Okay, so we're looking for a kind of a pinky colour. Oh, here we go. What's that? Yeah, I'm going to switch that camera back. That's just annoying. So I got this kind of colour, a flesh, pale flesh. But what I might do with that is just put a little bit of brown in there. Let's have a look here. And I won't be able to airbrush it because it's not model air. So we can turn the airbrush off for a second then. Let's try and find a sort of good brown to go in there. It's just going to need a dab of it just to darken it. I know horses' lips can be quite pink, but I don't want it to look like it's wearing frickin' lipstick. Okay. We got some brushes here. Alright, let's just take out. Oh, come on, open up. There we go. I would try putting a dribble of... let's just move that out of the light so we can see. Just put a dribble of this brown in there. Just try and tone it down a bit. Because it's very, very pink. That may have done it a bit too much, so... I may have put too much brown in there. Now we're talking. Now it's just kind of dulled it down a bit. So what we want to do is it's going to be a light brush. So just try and get rid of most of it off of the brush. Okay. So not too much on the inside. Now, it doesn't matter about the bottom because that's going to be sprayed up with some black. So we can at least try and get it looking a little bit pinky. Let's try and move this up this way a bit. There we go. We might have to put some wash in there as well, just to darken out the. Let's see what that looks like when it's done. Now the bottom of it is going to be sprayed black, so I don't worry too much about that edge. Okay. I was trying to get it round here is a problem. I know it doesn't look great at the moment, but we'll work on that. Okay, so it's got a kind of a bimbo pout to him, which is quite funny. But that's okay. That's good. We'll just leave that to dry before we throw in some wash on it, just to dull it down a bit. But before we do that, even we're going to look at getting a black airbrush paint going. Where is the black gray? We need some model air black. I'm pretty sure I had some of this. I did have some of this because I was spraying it. Here we go, model air black. Right, now we're going to test this to see how this works. Now I want to mask up most of this horse, or I want to give him a bib. I'm going to give him a bit of a bib, because I don't want the paint to be going anywhere else on him. So I'm just going to mask that up there like that. Get some masking tape. There we go. Now he looks like he's just about to go and read the news. Or some shit, I don't know. Again, this could end up going horribly wrong, but we shall find out. Let's turn the airbrush back on. Turn the compressor on. Okay. So, don't need too much black in there. Right, so let's see what we got here. Okay, that's way too much coming out right now. Not enough. Maybe a bit more than that. There we go. Okay, so what? Oh, hang on a minute. My brush is caught on my box of paints. That's no good. That's no bueno. I might have to bring the compressor a bit closer. Come here, bad boy. There you go. There you go. You just sit there. Okay, so let's see what we can do here. Got to try and merge it in with the lips. Right, we need a bit more oomph. Just want it out a little bit. Yeah, that's a bit better. There we go. Right, we got a flow issue again, as we have so often. So I bring it up on the nose. Now for the chin, a little bit on the chin. Right, need to adjust the flow again. Okay, so what we got now is that's looking pretty good, I think. A little bit of a dark nose. Nice. That's looking great. So now we've got to work out how we're going to do the white stripe down his face. Now, I could just do that with an airbrush. I think it would look a lot better if I could do it with the airbrush freehand. So let's clean out this one. Let's clean out this airbrush now. Just run some water through it. Okay. Just got to get rid of the paint out of it first. And then just run some water through it till it's clear. I know you can't see this with my... I would have my paint set up, camera running, but as you saw just a minute ago, it's all kind of cattywampus. It's gone a bit funky. So we just run some water through this, try and get it nice and clean again. Oh dear. Right, so what this needs is a nice white stripe straight down the front of his face, like that. So that could be a bit interesting. That could be very interesting. To try and get that in there. But, well, we'll see. I'm good at screwing these things up, so I need to clean this out. So I'm just running a tissue through the airbrush right now. Just try and get rid of the black. I learnt my mistake from last time not to put methylated spirits in there, because it'll just won't react very well with the next load of paint. So Well, that was not good. I sprayed into my waste cup. So now I have water and all sorts of weird fucking chemicals floating around on the desk. Well, we're starting up. We're kind of starting with a great start today. Maybe I should go back to bed and try again. I don't know. What do you reckon? No, we're alright. We're alright. We're alright. I just need to put that away because that's got nasty on it. Even Leonardo da Vinci had problems cleaning out his paintbrushes, I'm sure of it. Okay, so just clean it out. Good. Good. Just get a crappy one of these. Okay. I'm going to leave that to dry for a second because what I want to do is I want to mask up a bit of the hair on the front here because this line is going to come down here and it's going to get into the hair. So we're going to get a little bit of masking tape. That stuff should do it. And we're going to mask up his hair a little bit. Just to stop the main spray of the airbrush getting into it. I know you're saying, but his hair's already white. But you'll notice a pure white streak on there if I don't do this. And that's never good. That should do it. My little yellow hair. Okay. White airbrush paint. Where are we? Where are we with my white airbrush paint? Come on. Oh, where's my model air? White. Here we go. Now we're going to see how this turns out because this could turn out to be a complete mess, but we're going to find out. We're going to give this a go. Alright, first things first, let's try and spray it out. It's probably mixed in with the water there a bit too much. Okay, so now I'm going to wind this right in. See if we can't get just a little bit of white on here. A bit more. Okay. Right, now this is the tricky bit. Just got to still coming out with the water. That's the problem there. Right, so we messed up a little bit. His nose here. But that's not too bad. I'm pretty impressed with that. See, that doesn't look too bad. Got a nice white streak down his face now, as he should have. Right, so now we can take this off. And we're going to take the bib off. There we go. Well, that's done. So there we go. Let's see if you can see that. Brought a bit of life into him. Just brought a bit of life into him. So now we want to clean out that airbrush, because I don't need that no more. At least not for some time. That's the thing with the airbrush. You use it for 5 seconds and it takes 20 minutes to clean out. It's craziness. But still. So I've decided that the leather strapping for the bridle and all the leather strapping work and the saddle is going to be black. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to dry brush some grey over the top of it. And go from there. So it's all the stitching and all the leather work is going to be black. I just like that kind of colour for leather. So that's going to be black. So now I've got to be real careful in painting this thing. Right, so we've just moved the airbrush to one side now. I can clean it out later. I just wanted to make sure that the paint was out of it so it didn't dry. Okay, turn that off. Let's get put these away. Don't need those no more. Black grey. What kind of grey? What kind of black is that? Black grey, that would do. That looks good. That looks good for the leatherworks. Yeah, it's almost a black, but not quite. So it's not pitch black. So now we're going to need a brush. Use pitch black on his eye. Right, let's try and find a. There we go. It's a decent look. No, it's too frayed. That would do it. Yeah, nice point on there. Right, well, we're going to have a little smoke first. Seeing as it's just me and you. Of course, the next thing to do would be decide what colour I want the metalwork for the bridle, but we're not there yet. Not quite there yet. He's starting to come alive. He's starting to come alive. For sure. Let's have a look at that mouth. Yeah, that mouth doesn't look half bad actually. I'm a bit... Yeah, not too bad. A handsome horse. You're a handsome fella, Sheila. Handsome Sheila. Oh, that went down the wrong way. Right, so now let's bring out my. Show you what this is. This is a wet palette. Although, oh my god, how much? I didn't put all of those in at once, did I? Oh, you idiot. No, I didn't. Whew, that's alright. So what you do with the wet palette is it's got a kind of sponge. I've already used it here now, some of this paint's gone through there, but that's fine. It's got kind of like a soaky sponge on it. And you pour a little bit of water on it. Slosh that around. Maybe a bit more. Can't hurt. Bit over there. Bit over there. Now what happens is it soaks into that sponge. Then you put a sheet of, it's almost like grease-proof paper. You put that on there, like so. Sometimes curls up at the edges. This is just a cheap wet palette, but I wanted to give them a go to see how they worked. So that's not too bad. Now that stays damp and wet. So what that means is you can pour out your paint onto it, or mix your paint onto it. So if you wanted a specific color for the model, you could mix it up, and it stays wet. So you don't have to deal with dry paint and then having to remix your paint or anything like that. So if I just pour this out here, that is going to stay wet and usable, and it actually works. If you finish with it and you put the lid on, you can keep it like that for weeks. That paint that was in there wasn't much in there, but it was in there. That was still wet, and I haven't used it for a while. I wouldn't recommend using it, but after a couple of weeks you can still use it. So I think I want to put that down on something a little bit softer than paper. So I'm going to grab out some of this. You've seen me use this before. Okay, now I just adjust the camera so that you can all see what's going on here. Give me a minute. Right, now if I could keep it there, we should be fine. Let's bring the light in a bit closer. Oh, that light's... Wait a minute. Needs tightening up. Hang on. There we go. So that's good. Right, so now it's just a case of use this and paint. You'll forgive me if I don't talk very much while I'm actually painting, because I like to concentrate. Okay. get hit my head on the camera boom. That's no good. Don't want to hit my head on the camera boom. I hold my breath when I'm painting. I'm like a sniper taking the shot. You've got to hold your breath. Especially some of these details. These bits aren't too bad. You can breathe and talk while you're doing these bits. But the edge, along the edge, got to be very careful. This is why we have music on, so that there's something to listen to audibly. Right, excuse me while I turn him around so I can get to the... Wait, hold up. So I can get to the other side of the bridle. A lot of these stitchings are going to come out with a bit of light dry brushing afterwards, with a bit of grey, I think. Should bring out the detail. Right, it's got a bit on the edge there that I've missed. Okay. Well, that looks pretty good so far. Yeah, let me just... Gotta very concentrate. Again, I'm going to leave the top of that till later when I turn the horse over. Come here, pony. There we go. Oh, I'm liking that. That's now starting to make him pop. Oh yeah. Looks good. Right, we're going to have to turn him around this way a little bit. Okay. Need to do this edge. Yeah. Oh, I haven't quite got that edge right, have I? Oh, shit snacks. Oh, managed to save that, mostly. Right. I'm starting to rub the paint off of his ears. We'll have to be careful of that. I'll have to go back and just touch those up. Almost there with that side. That's looking good. Oop. Again, hitting my head on the camera. Boom. Way to break concentration. seem to have a bit of residual gack here. Yeah, just paint that in and hopefully no one will notice. Okay, spin around a little bit. Okay. Very concentrate. Again, I do apologise for being quiet, but doing these things, you gotta really concentrate. I like to hold my breath, like I say, to keep the paintbrush steady. Ah, right, so that's one side. Let's bring that down a bit so you can see. There we go. Alright, quick toke of the old cigarette to calm my nerves. Then we do the other side. Looking good, looking good. So I'm not sure what color I'm going to do the outer saddle. That's going to be a Bit of a toughie. Just wondering what I'm going to do on that. Inner saddle is going to be, and the saddle itself is going to be black. But we are getting there. Yeah, getting there. She's starting to come together, started to pull together. Right. We're going to make an adjustment and turn her over. Right, I'm going to have to move this light around. I want to kind of stick something under there. Oh, what we'll do, we'll actually lift that up. Nope, it's not working. There we go, that worked. Yep. Okay. Ah, camera's getting in the way of my brush strokes. careful now. Them hooves get in the way. Very tricky work. Alright, before we turn it around, let's see how much we can get done on this side. We move her, I mean. Mind those hooves. Oh crap. Right, okay, so I need here we go. Get rid of that. Sorry, you can't see that with my hand there, but there's not really much I could do about that. Let's just tilt her up a bit, I guess. I need to get my hand there to see what I'm doing, to be able to put the paintbrush there, so I do apologise. Okay, right, so what I'm going to do now is turn her around a little bit so I can get to some of these, the other side of these bridle. So we're going to be painting her upside down. Come on, girl. You're alright. There you go. There's a good girl. Let's just bring it in a bit more so you can see better. There we go. Don't you wish that they had, well, I do. I wish they had 3D printers when I was at school. This would have been an art project of mine, that's for sure. No mistake. Right, so now we've got to get underneath a little bit here. Try and paint under here. That's going to be a bit trickier. And all this lot under here. Alright, this is a little bit trickier. Okay. Now I've got to do the nose. So I'm going to lift the camera up, so forgive me a second here. Let's tighten that up a bit. There we go. Right, let's bring her in here. Oh no, that's not high enough. Right, it's just a little bit on the nose, we should be fine. There we go. There we go. Well, I'm pretty pleased with that. That's turned out really well. So the next job is to get a grey on there and dry brush it with a fine pointed dry brush. We've got a load of scratchy points on here, which I want to try and take out before we're done today. That's going to be the tricky. It's not going to be too bad. It's just going to be blending in the colour that's going to be the problem. But still, how are we doing for time? An hour and a quarter, so that's not too bad. We've still got plenty of time. Like I say, I don't like to do more than a couple of hours, especially heavy concentration work like this, because then my brain starts to lapse and I start to make lapse concentration and I start to make mistakes. But we're doing all right. So I need to look into the fine dry brush. Okay, that one to do it. And I need to find a paint that we're going to use. I'm going to use a grey if I can find one. Or I'll mix up a white and a black. Yeah, I'll probably just mix up a white and a black to give me a kind of grey. Yeah. Right, so we could do that. Right, is that some model? No, that's model colour, that's good. That is very watery. Why is that so watery? That's probably not... That needs a shake, I think. Okay, we're just mixing up a grey here. A light grey, medium grey. Okay. That should do the trick. That may be not dark enough. I don't want it to be too light. That's not bad. Yeah. Oh, and you can see it through nicely on the camera too. That's good. I was worried that you wouldn't be able to see that. Yeah, that's looking good. That looks like a well-kept harness. Very nice. Of course, I've got no idea where I'm going to put this when it's done. It's going to stand like over a foot tall. Easily. And then I've got to do a base for it as well. I've got some ideas for the base. Okay, now let's spin her over. Dry brush this side. Oh god, I've got her all in the paintbrush there. Why is that not coating my brush? Okay. Yep, that's looking good. Right, so now we just got to go underneath. And then just across the ridge of the nose. Just check that out. So you won't be able to see this bit. I'm just trying to do the ridge of the nose without moving the camera. There we go. And that is the bridle, or the leather work of the bridle done. Which I have to say I'm rather pleased with. It's looking good on the camera there too. That looks great. That is brilliant. So next up we've got the metal work. So let me have a look here. Gunmetal grey, no. Got here aluminium, no. Silver, kind of a silver. What's this one? This is exhaust manifold. I don't want to do that. Well, that's glossy black. I don't need that. Kind of want don't want gold. I've got two lots of gold. Don't really want gold. Or should I have gold? No, that'd be a bit overstated, I think. I've got a steel. I think a silver. Oh, this is an airbrush colour. Oh, crap. Okay. That's no good then, is it? Gold. Steel. I might have to dig into my other acrylics. Let's just have a look here. See what I've got over here. What's this? Nope. It's all blacks. Chrome silver. Let's have a look at that. No, there's not much of that left. That's not good. Oh dear, I thought it had some metallic colours. What's this? That's grey, flat aluminium. What's this? Flat aluminium. These are all blacks. See, grey. All right, so I think some flat aluminium could work. Let's have a look at the colour of it first. See what it looks like. Put down. Oh, it needs a good shake. So these are acrylics. Needs a good shake and a stir. So let's grab a brush here and clean that off. And give it a stir. And then a mix. Then a shake, I think. I thought it had some steel, but obviously not. Oh dear, shaky, shaky, shaky. Right, let's see how well I can paint with this one. Oh, I've got to dry it up. Clean that brush off, that's not... Okay, let's check this out. Right. These don't cover as well, but it's alright. It's going down. It's not too bad. It's nice and clean and crisp. Hmm. Do, 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 do. Come back to that bit. There, looking good. Hi there, welcome to Karidoesstuff. I'm painting a horse, Arthur Morgan's horse from Red Dead Redemption 2, and I've been working on the face today, face and head. Just doing the bridle. I've been a bit quiet because I can't really talk while I'm painting, because I usually just hold my breath so the brush doesn't go cattywampus. Yeah. Okay. And that's that done. Okay, I got lots of bits of tissue lying around here. Various states of being painted. Okay, so as you can see, we've got a few scratch marks and bits and pieces all over, so I'm going to deal with those a bit later. I think just a little dab of brown, just kind of dull them out. I won't get rid of them entirely, but I'm doing the best I can not to scratch the horse. So I'm just going to leave that to dry a little bit before I move on, and I've just got my hands are shaking. So let me bring this down so you can actually see the horse's head from this side. There we go. There she is. Got still a bit of work to do. I want to wash between the lips there to get a bit darker between there. Wash the nose and ears. Do the eyes. But it's getting there. She's got a lovely little white streak across her face. But I'm just taking a bit of a break right now to try and ease myself back in. I don't like to rush these things, otherwise I end up making mistakes, and I don't like doing that. Feel free to sound off in chat. Okay. So I'm going to paint I'm going to do the eyeballs next. Now the eyeballs are kind of going to be a temporary thing at the moment, because when I come to spray the sunset light on him or her, it's a her. I've checked. When I come to spray the sunset light on her, that'll cover up the eyeballs. Well, it may affect the eyeballs. So I'm going to redo that, but we'll see. So sort of sunlight is going to come in from this direction. A sort of sunset orange ready light is going to come in from this direction. So I need to catch all the highlights, spray off some of the highlights and whatnot a bit later on. But I want to get all the base colours down. The main colours are just what I call flat painting. It's just basically flat painting. With no light, no high. Yeah, it's got highlights obviously because of bits and pieces, but no light painted on it. And then I will try and, for the first time ever, paint light. I'm not entirely sure how successful this is going to be, but we shall see. It's got to catch certain areas, and I think it's going to look good when it's done. I was really surprised about when I'd done the definition of the skin and the muscles. So it's the first time I ever used an airbrush in that way. So I'm quite pleased with the way that's turned out. I just hope it won't be for naught and it'll just look weirdly orange. But so I've got to get the light right, because obviously I'm going to have the rider on top, and he's obviously going to be bathed in the same light, subject to the same direction. But I want to get one done at a time, so I don't have to manhandle a huge model. So I'm just having a bit of a break here. I'm going to find some glossy black for the eyeballs. I've got some in my paint box. Some Vallejo model colour. I'm going to put that on my wet palette and try and paint the eyeballs. That will hopefully bring a bit more life into the face as well. There will suddenly be some life behind the eyes then. Okay. Just put a bit of black on there. Not going to need too much. Right, let's move this light so it doesn't get in my way. Okay. Hold and steady. Okay, that's one done, and already there's some life there. Some life in the horse yet. So that's going to be a good start. We're going to flip it over and do the other one. Do our other eyeball. I might have to do this one upside down. There we go. Okay. Now she's got some light in. Now she's got some eyes. Now I'm going to paint a couple of dots of white in there in a minute once that's dried. Sort of like a light reflection. But again, I'm going to probably repaint that at a later date to show a little bit of red from the sunset. But I'm pretty pleased with that so far. That's looking good. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try and touch up some of these areas where I've scratched the main skin. And I have to try and find the brown I used. It was a kind of a rust. Oh, there we go. It's an air rust. Okay, so it's not a problem. I can probably just use it to touch up. A little bit. So we're going to put some black over the top of that in a second. It's probably not. It just needs to be enough just to kind of counter it out. And there's a big one up here which I need to kind of. Oh crap! Well, you're here for the mistakes as well as the good times. There we go. That came off pretty easily. So what happens? I hit the hooves, I hit the legs, and it flicks it up and. Right, now there's a darker one I have before. There's a darker brown. What's that? No, that's fire red. That's for the highlights. Well, that's kind of making it too obvious now. Kind of prefer the white, if anything. So, just gonna dab it a bit. Okay, that'll work. That'll work. Okay, still just going to wait for those eyes to dry a bit more. And then I'm going to get out my very fine brush and hit a nice dot in there. Still just wait for it to dry a bit. What I might do in the meantime, actually, is get a bit of a wash into the lips. I need a black wash for that. No, where's my black wash? What's that? Black, here we go. And we get another small brush on there. What's this one? No, that's this one I do it. Need to be two. Right, now that should dry off. Put some in the nose and ears. Oh, it looks like we've got a bit of scraping on there, so we just... And that'll dry that down in there too. I will get a cotton bud in there in a sec. There you go. One. That ear needs a bit of a touch up, so we'll just touch that up a little bit. Oh. Okay, it needs to be a bit darker. Okay. Yeah, she's looking good. The wash has dried in between the lips now, and it's muted them down a bit, and also downlighted between the mouth there. Right, so let's try and find my tiny brush. There she is. Gonna great, flip her over. There, now she's got a bit of life in her. Okay, well, we started off today by spraying the nose, the lip, well, painting the lips, spraying the nose, and the white stripe down the front of her face. And then we worked on the bridling, and then the metal for the bridle, and then the eyes. Done a bit of dry brushing on the bridle. That's taken us up to our 2 hours. Okay, I'm going to lift the camera up so we can have a peek at her in the face. There she is. Come on, pull focus. There we go. There she is. A nice look in her eye, nice glint, nice white stripe down the face, and the bridle looks absolutely fantastic. I'm loving that. I do like that. So there she is so far. I'm going to pull it up a little bit more so you can get a better view of the whole horse. There we go. Next time I probably going to work a bit on the saddle. That might be sprayed. Again, I'm gonna have to work out what I want to do with the saddle. This hair is, I mean, it looks okay. I just kind of want to give it a more of a smoother look, so I'm going to try and paint over some of the strands with a bit of white, white and like sand, like a light sand, to try and give that some highlights. Make it look less dirty. I know she's supposed to be a workhorse. She's been busy riding the plains, hunting banditos and all that kind of stuff with Arthur, but I want her mane to look a little bit a little bit cleaner than that. And then we're going to work on, obviously we've got to work on the saddle here. We've got the straps, which are going to be the same color as the bridle. And then we're almost there with the flat colors, almost there with the base colors before we start painting light. That's about it. I think I'm going to do that for us. What I'm going to do for the today. That's pretty much done for today. I'm going to leave that. I'm not going to take any photos of her just yet. Oh, I don't know. I'll see what I might do. I might take some photos of the face because I'm pretty proud of the face. So they'll be up on my blog soon. You can check out my blog by typing in !model and follow the link there. I've got. You can also join my Discord. You can check out some of the links of the places where I shop to get my model parts and paints and bits and pieces, if you're so inclined. My blog will also show you previous projects. Mostly it's been cars at the moment, so there's a few cars in there. The last one was a Mustang GT350 Hertz edition, and I was pretty pleased with the outcome of that one. The next project is going to be the Apollo 11 Saturn V rocket, and that's a big one. That stands at about just over 1 meter tall. So that's going to be a fun one to build. But before I get onto that, I wanted to at least get the horse done of this twin set. For those of you that don't know, this was all 3D printed. It came in sections. The legs were separate sections. The main body was a separate section. The rear end, separate section. The head was a separate section. And the tail were all separate sections. I had to fit them all together, fill in the gaps, sand them down, make sure they all fit perfectly, and put it together. Now, looking at it, I was really worried that you would be able to see the seams where they all joined up. Can't even see them. Can't even see them. You wouldn't even know, and I'm really pleased with that. But yeah, it took a little while to print out each and individual one. The head itself, which is from here, from the front of the saddle to the nose, took 11 hours to print. That's all I printed that day, just his head. I've got Arthur Morgan in bits, and he's ready for his debut on stream at some point this year. So if you like what you see and you want to see more of it, please do drop me a follow. As you can see, I also play video games and stuff, but my model bench is what I really want to focus on Twitch, but I can't do it every day, so I do a couple of hours stream here and there when I can, and go from there. But I think we're doing well with this horse, and let me just hit the here we go. Where are we going? Oh, I don't have a stream ending, do I? I'll just go back to just chatting. There we go. There we go. Right, so that's it. That's what I'm going to be doing over the next few weeks, finishing off the horse. Once the horse is done, I'll move on to the Apollo 11. That's up there on my shelf. I'm going to move on to the Apollo 11. Put it to one side for a minute, clear my mind from it, and then come back and do Arthur himself. That's going to be a tricky one. He's not even fit together properly. I've got to sand him down and all sorts of stuff to get him to fit. But that's it for today. Thank you for joining me. Sorry if you've just joined me and I'm just leaving. Uh, that's the way it goes sometimes, isn't it? But if you hit a follow, you'll get notified, such as it is. And yeah, thanks to everyone who's watched. Hopefully catch you next time. I might be doing a gaming stream later on tonight. It just depends how I feel. But I know it'll be, if I do it, it'll be story mode for Red Dead Redemption 2. Still in Chapter 2, so if you're interested in that. Hopefully, fingers crossed, I actually managed to get some free time to do that tonight. I'm going to pack up here, and I'd like to say thank you once more. And yeah, see you next time. Thanks. Bye.